Jeff Glor has been reporting from Clearwater, Florida on the Gulf Coast, and he got a chance to speak with Coast Guard officials about their rescue efforts.
Captain, you responded to Harvey. Now you're ready for Irma here in the aftermath of Irma. Tell me what goes into this rescue process.
Well, it's actually a very large machine, if you will. There are overarching headquarters, which is District 7, and they have an incident management team stood up. And that incident management team assembles all the data, all the calls for distress, and then filters them on down through the process. Eventually, if the determination is made that air resources are needed, if we are the best asset to use, the best resource, either by capability or by position, we get a phone call, and then from there we'll launch our ready crews.
It seems like it's been relentless for you. I mean, it was Harvey, it's now Irma. There's the possibility of Jose hitting the U.S.
The crew here is fantastic, and they allowed us to do a pivot from operations in Harvey all the way to doing operations with Irma, and they're really the secret of our success. Lieutenant,
your team made 81 rescues during Harvey, so you've been busy. Have you ever, but now it's Irma, as we talked about the potential of Jose, have you ever seen it this busy?
I have not personally seen it this busy. I think it has been busy in the past, depending on how long you've been in the Coast Guard or the locations that we go to. But for myself, I've been here, Kodiak, and back here, and this is the first time that I've seen this many storms right in a row.
Talk about some of the rescues that you make or some of the situations you respond in that are not just natural disasters, because there's all sorts of places that you have to respond to.
Correct. So for locally here, we do a lot of cruise ship medevacs. That seems to be a common case that we would be called out on. But also, vessels taking on water, other vessels that need medical evacuations. When I said medevac, that's what that stands for, is medical evacuation. So if someone's out at sea and they have any kind of medical emergency, we pass it through a process in which a flight surgeon will tell us whether or not we need to go and evacuate that person and get them to a high level of medical care. So that tends to be most of the cases that I've personally seen in this area.
We just got this video of this rescue that happened off Sarasota that was yesterday morning. What are people doing out there on these seas in that kind of weather?
The Coast Guard, we make every attempt to warn mariners that a storm is coming, to encourage them to clear the area to get off the water, because we don't want to find ourselves in the situation of having to pick people up like that. We don't want them and the boating public to be in that sort of dangerous situation. So as I said earlier, we take our rescues seriously, we take our business seriously, and we always encourage mariners to heed the warnings and to move out of the way.
And how do you assess when it's too dangerous for you to even go out?
That's a very good question, and we call it operational risk management, and it's a mixture of training. We have basically operational risk management, or ORM courses, and a lot of it is just time and experience. So there's a team concept here. We have an operations officer, myself, and the aircraft commander, who actually is going to go on the flight and command the mission. All work together to make sure that the mission is actually doable. And if at any point during that process, if I feel that the mission's not safe enough or not doable, I can turn it off, or the aircraft commander actually has the final authority to not go if it's deemed too dangerous.
Lieutenant Kalil, Captain Sandlin, thank you both so much for your time. We are at Coast Guard Air Station Clearwater. DeMarco, back to you.